I go those 10 minutes without coughing, then as soon as I hit the unmute button, I cough. Uh, anyway, hello Twilights. Minna Likes Waffles here. Random BS stream because I don't have the oomph to do more of Reika right now. And that's because I've been sick. Started to feel better a couple of days ago, just enough that I could play some games again. And that's when I discovered the game I was planning on doing for our next main streaming project has a DLC, which I'd like to play as part of the playthrough, but I don't happen to have $15 or $16 right now, so yeah. Not much I want to play through it before I actually, stream it. Most people should know by now that Minna doesn't do first-time playthroughs. It doesn't usually go well. And I'm sure there's some people wondering what the F I'm doing right now. Getting materials for weapons so I can actually do damage. Oh crap, I actually dodged that. I've actually gotten kind of good at fighting Lynels since I've been forced to do so in Tears of the Kingdom here. In Breath of the Wild, I would avoid them like the effing plague. Or just pop them with a guardian arrow. Of course, that obviously meant I didn't get any materials or weapons out of them, but I just didn't want to fight them. They were intimidating. But in this, I've not really had much choice. Now, anyone who's played even a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom will probably understand why I've not, dang it, had a choice. Trash weapon. F. Yes, do that. And he's dead. Well, the Master Sword actually held out for most of that fight. That was pretty good. I don't have any more room. Okay. That's fine. Where's the other one? Gimme. But yeah, as you can see from the state of that sword on the ground, everything's decayed in Tears of the Kingdom. You can hit a monster maybe a couple times before it just breaks on you because it's a decayed weapon. It's pretty much crap. That's just how it is. Okay, you're gonna... I'm gonna mute whenever I cough or anything, okay? At least I'll try. Now, when I said I'm feeling better, I didn't say I'm feeling perfectly better. Now, because weapons in Tears of the Kingdom are decayed, this means you have to attach something to a weapon to actually make it, durable and do damage. Now, I use my strategy from Breath of the Wild for weapons, partially, and then I had to figure out what would be best to put on the weapons for maximum damage output, and potentially just weapon durability being sort of good. Although if you want weapon durability, you should just try to get straight weapon durability. Like that. Now, throughout me killing monsters, and silver appears to be the highest class of monster, although I've heard rumors of golden Lynels, but I've never actually seen one, so I'm not sure how they appear. Regardless, I use this for my trash weapons and the Master Sword. I've had to because I didn't want to use up the Lynel horns, which is this and that. And these are silver Lynel horns. And as you can see from that fuse attack power, you can understand why I'm settled on these. They're in the 50s. That's insane. Now, I've checked other monster horns I've taken pictures of with the Purapad, and this is like the highest if I ignore those. The silver Lizardfos horn isn't bad either. It also looks cool, but these are like the highest damage output I can find. And if you can get the sword at attack up plus 10, everything, you can see everything you need to see right there. 71. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you like that? And attack up plus 9, 70. Couldn't believe I got 3 of these. Like, attack up plus 10 is sort of rare. Honestly, if you have the patience, I'd recommend trying to get the plus 10. And the way I do this, the way I first did it in Breath of the Wild and then did on here, every spot marked with this chest is a Hinox. And as you know, they have a pretty little necklace. Sorry. They have a pretty little necklace with weapons and a bow. Now, before you go approach this thing, be a slight distance, save your game, make it wake up, shoot it in the eye, and while it's down on the ground, steal its weapons, and then check what the stats are. If you don't like the stats, then reload your save. And that's where the patience comes in, and unfortunately I tend to lack patience. My phone is in the way, I need to move it. I'm not using it right now, I'm just charging it. I forgot to plug it in while I was asleep, so the battery's almost effing dead. But yeah, that's how I got my weapons in Breath of the Wild, after I discovered that, well, I could potentially get lucky with the RNG if I just reloaded my saves, stealing weapons from Hinoxes. I debated killing Lynels for their weapons and trying to get plus 9 and 10s out of them, but... well, I didn't fight Lynels until Tears of the Kingdom, so you can tell I didn't go for that. Ha ha ha. The Royal Broadswords and the Royal Claymores are just easy to get a hold of if you go after Hinoxes. And it can be a regular one, it can be a blue one, it can be black. It doesn't matter, so long as it's a Hinox. Sure, sometimes if it's a higher ranked color Hinox, you might have slightly more luck, but I haven't really found any guarantees in that regard. And right now, I actually have a lot of bows. Heck, I have a lot more bows than I used to because I didn't realize I never upgraded my bow slots. Haha. I finally killed that Malice Hand thing in the Deku Tree and Hetsu came back. Yeah, I just pretty much climbed up the walls, jumped off the walls, glided, and then shot the thing to death with bomb arrows. It worked. Well, the Phantom Ganon is a little strange. That was interesting to fight. Wasn't used to it. I didn't know how it attacked. I won in the end, obviously. Largely thanks to the Lynel horn I had on the Master Sword, I'll admit. It does a lot of damage. The Master Sword's kind of a piece of crap. And I keep dissing the Master Sword being garbage, considering where it was for, gosh, who knows exactly how long. I won't say where it was, because that's a spoiler for Tears. But someone griped about it being really stupid how it's basically just the base Master Sword you get in Breath of the Wild before the Trial of the Sword DLC came out. Which makes it a lot stronger and more durable, which was nice, I gotta say. Now, I don't know if Tears of the Kingdom has anything like that, and if it does, if I knew about it, I'd have done it already, I can tell you that. I'm sure some are wondering what the F I'm doing standing here. I'm waiting for the Master Sword's power to recharge so I can use it again. That's basically my go-to. In Breath of the Wild, I would get the Master Sword as soon as possible, because if you wait 10 minutes, you can just use it again. Same thing applies to Tears. Except it's a little crappier because you have some ridiculously durable enemies, and the Master Sword might not last long unless you attach something to it. And I gotta tell you, out of all the Lionels that I have looked up, there's only a small handful of them that are silver. Now, whether the person I watch on YouTube for that guide, where they all were, has killed all the bosses and a bunch of other stuff to get that hidden XP system up there, I don't know. Heck, there's a couple in the depths I can't even get access to without exploring more down there, and it's kind of annoying to do that. I can easily tell you this, I'm probably never going to like the depths. And it's not just because it's creepy down there. It's more that it's frustrating now, because I've gotten used to the place. And I've killed several frogs. If you don't know what those are, let's just say they can be a little startling and scary if you don't know that they're there when you hop down a hole. I cannot laugh. But yeah, I have killed several frogs. Honestly, they're like Talus. Just bigger, slightly more intimidating. But it's basically a Talus. And why have I fought them if I technically wouldn't need to? Well, I got this, so I kind of wanted to, you know, level it up so it would have good defense on it. I definitely had to use a guide to find all of those. And some of them are in evil locations. Like, that one's kind of mean. That one wasn't too bad, I think. That one was just pure evil. And I gotta tell you, if you don't have locations, like light roots active down here, and you need something that is in the depths, then you're gonna have a heck of a time getting anything. Because you can't see for crap unless you have some light seeds, or you activate the light roots. And I will tell you, not all the light roots are connected to the shrines. Because I activated one, and I checked the map, because I knew there wasn't a shrine right there. And I was right, there wasn't a shrine. 10 minutes, man. It's better than when I had to farm parts from dragons to upgrade the champion's leathers, though. Especially the light dragon. That effing sucked. Like, the biggest thing that sucked about the light dragon is that you have to jump around different locations and hope you see it, and then hope you can get on top of it. And if you haven't done a certain sequence of events, which I forget what that is, by the way, I had to look that up. But the light dragon flies really high in the sky until a certain event has happened. You can still get to it, it's just a little more annoying. Goodness knows I did it. I mean, I got the Master Sword, didn't I? I upgraded the champion's leathers completely. 2 more minutes. That's one thing about Breath of the Wild I definitely liked. The dragons had set times that they appeared. That was nice. Now it's just like, you should just be at the place they're going to come out of the depths and just stand there and wait for them to appear. Just check the screen occasionally or listen for the dragon music and then get ready to hop. I have those locations marked on my map, by the way. And that's definitely one thing. I forgot what some of my pins were because I hadn't played in so long. I guess that's the problem with some of the extra pins. Mind you, it's great that there's some extra ones now and tiers. But then, yeah, I have to remember what they are. Of course, in Breath of the Wild, I didn't really have a need to mark as many things, did I? In some ways, it feels like Breath of the Wild is more straightforward. And I will still say that Tears of the Kingdom bugs me. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a Zelda game that plays in the exact same world. I don't think I've seen that happen before. And if it has been done, I don't know the game. And I can tell you this, that it's weird. And I will never say I hate Tears of the Kingdom. I do quite enjoy it. I just kind of hate how the weapon thing works. I don't care about the durability. It never bothered me that much. I mean, weapons need maintenance if you don't want them to, you know, break down and crap IRL. I don't know. I thought it was interesting to do that in a game. But would it have been a problem to make it so you could, you know, maintain a weapon? No. I don't think that would have been a big deal. I mean, sure, Link has amnesia in Breath of the Wild, but surely someone could teach him. Just saying. And yes, I know I don't have a bow equipped. I don't need a bow for a Lionel. Oh, you have that. Great. I have a slightly harder time with these things. Although what's worse is the ones that have the spears. Ooh! Most valued player, Tulin. I was saying that so much when I was fighting Frogs. He kept shooting him right in the eye, knocking him over. It was great. I sort of got good at that, because the Frogs have a bad habit of just kind of standing and staring at you before they do something. And it's really easy for me to hit them in the eye with an arrow when they don't move, because I'm a crappy shot. Now, if I do manage to hit a moving target, that's something to applaud, because I can't shoot. Mind you, once upon a time I was good at it in Twilight Princess, but that was a long effing time ago. Oh, you're doing this? No, don't do that. I'm not good at dodging that. Which is all the more reason he should do it, actually, since I'm bad at dodging it. Now, I know there's an easy way to stun lock these guys by shooting them in the face repeatedly, but I gotta tell you, I'm not good at that. Even with a vinyl bow that shoots multiple arrows at once. Yeah, that tells you how bad I am. Backing up. I thought you were doing that again. I just run when he does this. Otherwise I find I can't dodge it. I keep effing that one up. I had a Lionel fight go so well one time. I dodged everything just beautifully. It was like I was playing effing Bayonetta. Oh, I actually... Wow. Okay. The Master Sword lasted that whole fight. And it's still... Oh, it doesn't have nearly enough life left in it. There's no way. Yeah, so I think you can understand why I get sort of frustrated with Tears of the Kingdom, with the weapons being decayed, and having to use materials just to make them stronger. Because I can only find so many silver Lionels. I've killed 3 bosses in the game. I have killed a good number of Talus. I've killed a couple Frogs, not nearly a lot of them, but I was kind of hoping that they would add to the hidden XP system, and I call it that for a reason, because the XP system is literally hidden. Okay, I need the Master Sword to run out of energy so it can recharge. That'll do. Oh, did I forget about you while I was killing things earlier? You know what, that being the case, that's not a good idea. There's too much crap up there. I just need a quick hit. Like that. You can call that a waste of a final hit with a Master Sword if you like, but that would have been pretty useless against a Lionel. Especially if I managed to do a Flurry Rush dodge. That would be an immense waste of a good Flurry Rush, guys. And considering most of my weapons increase my attack power during a perfect dodge, don't you think I'd like to use them for that? No, arguably those are just trash weapons. They're not ones I care about because they don't have Lionel stuff on them. Why do there always seem to be keys right here when I come by? Is it because there's a cave? Missed. Come at me, bro. I repeat, Midna can't shoot. However, it's good to sort of be good at it because here's something I didn't know. Keys eyeballs, I don't think the color matters. Attach that to an arrow and it just locks on to the weak point of your enemy. I did not know that was a thing. Funnily enough, I read that in a fanfic. Just like the torch trick with the Lost Woods and the Master Sword. Didn't know that was a thing either. Okay. And now we wait 10 minutes. I think you all can understand why I don't really show this. Because I am going around and I'm killing 3 Lionels that are on the surface. 3 silver ones that I'm aware of. This one. The one over by Kakariko here. And that one down here we just killed. But then we have the ones in the depths. Now there's a couple that I can't get to because I don't have it available for me. I think they're somewhere up here. I had to kind of explore a little bit for some frogs, but that was it. Now, there's a silver Lionel right here. What are all these chests for? I guess I'll have to go over there and check that out. There's a silver Lionel right here. There's one there. I'm not sure what the chests are for down here. I'll have to check. Got a silver Lionel here as well. Now there is some silver Lionels over at this little Coliseum place. However, when I went in there, they didn't drop any horns. Which was strange. I don't know why that happened. But it was pretty much a waste of time to go in there and kill them since they didn't drop the horns I needed. And I have actually been saving up my Lionel horns for a while. And you can tell by how many I've collected. I almost have 30 of these. I do have 30 of those. Now I use these for claymores. And those go on the broadswords, as you can tell. And then I just have trash am. Trash am. You're not playing Dead Space, me. Sorry, that's just what a guy I watched play Dead Space Remake calls certain things of ammo. He calls it trash ammo. Which is aptly put, really, because he's just taking claws off of slashers and breaking things to get iron poles and just flinging it at things. You'd be surprised at how well that works, though. 2 slasher claws will kill a slasher easily. A metal pole? That'll just be an insta-kill. Fire extinguishers work. Fans from walls work. I just picked up him calling it trash ammo, so I call swords that aren't level 9 or 10 in attack up trash weapons. I figure if I'm going to be killing Lionels with it, though, then I should get durability up. If I can't be bothered, then I'll just pick up some other weapon off of Hinox. I won't care what's on it. Like that. Now, all I really needed on this was the iron ball. Now, I'm sure someone's wondering, what the heck is this for? This is for armored Lionels. And they all seem to be armored down in the depths. So if you want to go after those silver Lionels in the depths, you're going to need this. Now, the person I saw the idea for on YouTube, I forget the username. I'm sure I could find him again if I tried hard enough. But he recommends getting a level 10 rail broadsword and attaching the iron ball. Now, mind you, having a level 10 or 9 broadsword with that thing on it is definitely going to work a lot better. It'll take less hits, even with the Fierce Deity armor. It still works, however. It's just going to require you to hit the Lionel a few more times than you would beforehand, if you know you use something stronger. But yeah, me killing silver Lionels in the depths means I have to have that. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot trickier to bring them down. And just killing the 3 Lionels up here for their horns, that takes way too long. It's like every 7 in-game days has to go by before you get a blood moon. And you can't time skip to make it happen. As far as I know, that just does not work. And besides, if you have stuff growing in Haytano, you can't time skip anyway, so you might as well just stand around occasionally and wait for blood moons, and then go check your vegetables at Haytano. I currently have hardy radishes growing there. They seem to be a lot more scarce in Tears of the Kingdom than they were in Breath of the Wild. I've only found that there are hardy radishes up in the Sky Islands, and I had to look that up because I just couldn't find them anywhere, which was weird because in Faron they're just everywhere. I used to have Wolflink help me find them and now they're just gone. Yeah, this isn't the most fun thing in the world, is it? Whoa. Now, playing Tears of the Kingdom has been a bit of trial and error. Though I suppose Breath of the Wild at one point was too. But Tears has been a little more complicated. And you know what? I'm not even sure I'm halfway through the game. Because, like, technically speaking, in Breath of the Wild, you don't even have to free the Divine Beast to beat the game. Not if you're good. So, if you do it that route, technically you don't have to do anything other than get the Divine Beast free. Don't even need the Master Sword. I just prefer to get it because it makes things easier. Poor Link's falling asleep. You know, it was because of the Fierce Deity armor here that I even started fighting Lionels in the first place. Needed Lionel guts to upgrade it. Now, there was something else I was in the process of fully upgrading, but I decided to say F it. because I find the enemies really annoying to kill. It was the glide armor. I'm not sure why I was bothering to upgrade it in the first place. I don't use it that often. And for something I don't intend to fight monsters in, I ultimately decided just to say F it on upgrading the armor. Because if I'm not going to be fighting monsters in it, there's no need for me to upgrade it. It's not going to have a lot of defense. And even if it does, again, I'm not going to be killing crap while I'm wearing it. I think I got it to... Well, let's actually see what I get it to. Oh, well, I almost fully upgraded it. Now, I'm sure some will think it was the Gibdo wings that put me off. Actually, no. And I found a good place to farm them too, and since I can just pop them with an electric arrow and the insta-die, it wasn't that bad. Though I still hate the fact that those things had to make a comeback. And they did not need effing wings. Gah. But they were not the problem. Neither was that other flying enemy you see chilling around Hyrule. They're kind of easy to kill. Just one arrow, and they're basically dead. And the thing that was annoying was those really big gloom three-headed dragon things. How do you say their name? Gilok or something? I'm not sure. I know there's one at the... there's one over here at Bridge Hialeah. There's one just hanging out right there, and he's so annoying to kill. Because he won't follow me off the bridge to the grass where I can throw fire fruit on the ground and float up. I have to actually be good at shooting. And which I can tell you, you should know, I'm not good at shooting. I suck at it. Oh yeah, and there's that little bit of land right down there. It's useless. Thought there might be something interesting there. I was wrong. And there's another one. It's... I can usually see it from here. I think it's on this spot right here. There's one hanging out right there. However, if I remember right, he is not fire. He is lightning. And I have metal weapons, so I have not killed that thing. Now, there is a fire one over where the old Sheikah shrine was in Breath of the Wild. Right up here. There's a fire one over here. And there's tons of grass to throw fire fruit at, so you can float around and shoot them easily if you're bad at shooting like I am. Another one you can find over here in this area. He's hanging out over in this spot somewhere. He's ice. But there's so much stuff to climb on and glide off of to shoot him that he's not hard to kill. But I needed their wings. And I needed like 20 more to upgrade both those last pieces of armor. And I just could not be bothered, guys. Especially if it's armor that I wouldn't even need to fight enemies with. I mean, come on. Why should I do that? I don't even upgrade the Sheikah armor because it's more for stealth. And unless upgrading it makes it stealth better, which I have not noticed that, I think it's just defense rating, then I don't see a point. Now, I have tried to upgrade some other pieces of armor, like the Desert Voe stuff, the Snow Quill, because I do have to fight things wearing those armor sets. It's not often, but it happens. Like if I need to kill a Molduga for any reason, although I don't really have a reason to kill them. I have so many Molduga guts, I don't really need to kill them. Occasionally I just do it for fun though. Although it was easier in Breath of the Wild when I had my bomb runes. Now I have to just waste arrows. Can still kill them just fine, it's just slightly infuriating that I don't have my runes anymore. I miss my runes. But that's pretty much the only reason I have the desert voe armor. I don't really use it for anything else other than hunting stuff in the desert during daytime. And as for the snow quill, there's definitely stuff in cold areas I have to fight, so I felt that was necessary. Although, did I finish upgrading that? Oop, that's almost done. Hold on. I know I'm just blathering on, but dude, we gotta do something while I'm waiting for that to recharge. Okay, did I finish upgrading you? I did! Okay, good. I fully upgraded that as well. That's good, that's good. Same to you. I know I didn't finish with the Desert Voe stuff. Yeah, I got close. Now, the reason I didn't finish upgrading this, I could not find Ice Lizardphos for crap, dude. I need tails from them and their horns. And their tails hate to drop. Infuriating. Best method I could come up with for that when I needed Fire Lizardphos tails, I would just save my game and then reload every time they didn't drop their effing tail on the floor. Now when it comes to the Flamebreaker stuff, I haven't upgraded this at all, but mostly because I can't be bothered to find a really low level moblin to kill. I did work on it a little bit at first, but then it's like, I just couldn't be bothered to do it. Like, if I desperately need defense while I'm wearing that, then I can just get some defense increasing food. Not that I have access to my usual method for that. Those are in Laurelin. And Laurelin's been overtaken by pirates. I have not messed with that as of yet. Figured I'd wait till I'm a little stronger. Although, if I can deal with a Lionel, silver ones no less, I think I can deal with some pirates. They're probably just monsters anyway. Boom. Criminies. It's like Bayonetta all over again. You know what? I bet I can't watch time for crap now in that game. It's been way too long. I'm probably rusty as crap. You should stop doing moves I can sort of dodge easily. Watch me start failing my dodges now. That'd be pretty typical. Oh, crap. That was risky. I should not have done that. Are you stronger than the last Lionel I fought, sir? Okay, I effed up the dodge. That's not good. What do you... He got stuck on the rock. Are you gonna fire your laser or what? Oops! Okay, he wanted to rush me. He keeps getting stuck. Uh-oh. Come on. Crap. I can dodge that sometimes, but most of the time, I'm too early or too late. Like right there, I was way too effing early. Ugh. I didn't even get a chance to dodge that one. It's like, I'm okay to deal with him if he's up close and personal, but the second he does his running at me thing, I have problems. There we go, got it. And he's done. Okay, there. And that's the last Lionel. At least on the surface. I killed the ones in the depths already. I can't say that Lionels are good for getting a ton of arrows. Get rid of those. Don't want them. Okay. Since I'm not trying to get more materials for armor upgrades. And what should we do now? I could korok seed hunt, I guess, but I'll get sick of that so fast is the problem. And, oh, I am grossly out of food. Okay, let's go home real quick. Oh yeah, can I say again that I don't like this housing system in the game? Not a fan. Okay, I'm gullible, but I'm not that gullible. And I can't seem to get rid of that. Strange. Okay, I'll just ignore it then. You're either a scammer or you're a bot. I don't care which, but I'm not that gullible. Even when I first started streaming, I didn't buy that. Okay, if I'm gonna korok seed hunt, I can wear whatever I want, and I want to wear this. I don't know why, but I love how this looks. I'm gonna need more milk again. I swear I never have enough milk. It doesn't help that you can only get it one place. Not the stam bulb. And what a stupid name. No offense, game devs, but you probably could have done a little bit better with that. Not that I'm great at naming things. So I should shut up. I mean, Midna's go-to method when she's making up names for a story, if I'm not going to Google Translate to type something in and just roll with it, I'm putting in random letters and hoping it makes something that looks interesting. Usually that works pretty well, actually, if I'm honest. But yeah, I suppose I can't really talk when it comes to having creative names, huh? If you're wondering why I'm just making veggie porridge, it's because I can't be bothered to make anything else. Whatever. I'll just keep using this. I'd rather not use those unless I really have to, because they're so dang strong. Speaking of, in my Breath of the Wild, I'm probably still using guardian bows. I actually have not played that again ever since I got this. Though that's probably going to be changing. Because, I'll actually be honest, that's going to be our next main streaming playthrough. I know we've already done it, and we've done it twice. But both times, I rushed through the dang thing. And if anyone bothers to check through the highlights that I had made, you will know that I once asked if anyone wanted to see me do a proper playthrough. Which was pointless to ask because I don't have a big following, so I don't really have people who would care whether or not I would do it. I already prepared the video just in case, I might as well. Hang about, have I been over here? I haven't. I should consider that. Okay, if I'm going to korok seed hunt though, I'm going to need to be wearing this. So never mind the depths outfit. Much as I want to wear it, it's not going to be that helpful. Sure, I could use an elixir or something, but if it's really cold or really hot, or really fiery, then you have to use an elixir with armor. And sometimes you just have to use full armor set. Trust me, I've had it happen. Because there were occasions I would have rather just used elixirs. Because I liked just running around in the champion's gear, but I couldn't do it. Actually, I don't think I need more of that. If anything, I could use more of this. Now, as for Breath of the Wild, we're actually not going to be playing it on the Wii U. I'm actually going to buy it again for the Switch. Okay. Which button are you? Turn the F off. You're so annoying. I used to not mind it in the beginning, obviously, in Breath of the Wild, but hear that thing go off too many times, you're gonna get sick of it too. I actually don't think I need any wood. Where's this korok? I suppose while I'm looking for it, I'll keep talking. But yeah, I plan on buying Breath of the Wild for the Switch, entirely because I want the Japanese voices. Nothing against the English VAs, I promise. It's just the Japanese ones sound so much better. And since the Wii U store has long since closed, I can't get the voices on there now. I would have to get it on the Switch. Which does mean I would have no choice but to do the DLCs. Because I wouldn't have my main save file to go on to, just so the Master Sword is good. Just so that I have upgraded champion abilities. Sorry. Okay. Where's the next korok? Hopefully you can't hear that. Where am I going next? Apparently there's a total of 69 in this area. Over here. That better actually be where it is. I've had too many occasions while I'm using this guide that they go to... Oh, hey Light Dragon. Here I was complaining about not being able to find you. Anyway, I've had occasions where I'm following this guide and they show where the endpoint is for the korok puzzle, but they don't show where the korok itself is, and that's really effing confusing. But anyway, yeah, I'll be getting Breath of the Wild again when I get my allowance, which means I'm going to be out of money completely. But I'd rather get it sooner than later because I'm worried about the little store disappearing. Oh, you're actually kind of fast, aren't you? Now, what am I looking for? I only watched the video up to where he was showing the location on the map. I didn't see anything else. Do I go up here? Okay, I keep getting distracted. I'm just... gonna sit here and talk for a second. So yes, I'll buy Breath of the Wild again for the Switch because I want the Japanese voices. This does mean I'll also have to buy the DLCs again. But that won't be too much of a problem because that's like $20. And I won't need to do the DLCs right away as it is. That's something I would do near end of game. But regardless, pretty much my entire allowance is going to go toward that. And I gotta say, my small viewer count, you guys, the effort I go to for you, I'm going to spend basically the entirety of my allowance to do a full, proper playthrough of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Just think about that for a minute. And I'm gonna hate some of it because that means I'm going to have to max out my F off car. It means I'm going to be maxing out my weapon inventory and bow inventory, which means korok seed hunting, and you all know how much I effing loathe that. Speaking of, I don't know where this one is. Hello? Ah. Where art thou? But yeah, full playthrough means korok seed hunting, maxing out my weapon and bow inventory. Why not shield? Because I only carry the Hylian shield around. I don't carry any others with me, so I see it as very pointless for me to max out the shields. Mind you, I could do it, I just don't think I want to bother with it. If I'm not gonna have multiple shields on me, why should I? I think I had like 30 before I started making some more slots for my bows. Don't remember. But yeah, once I get my allowance, I'll be buying Breath of the Wild again. Of course, I wouldn't have to if they hadn't gotten rid of the store on the stinking Wii U. That's just the main thing that bothers me there, is that I'd like the Japanese voices and I can't have them. And truly, I am not crapping on the English VAs. I just like how the Japanese one sounds better. Yeah, where's the next one? I can never tell where you're going to go. Over here? Oh, there's a little bitty platform right there. Huh. Okay. Now, before anyone decides to leave comments on YouTube when this goes under the random BS games playlist, I mean, I doubt I'll get comments, but just in case, the reason I don't just pick up koroks when I see them, when I'm out and about, is because I'll miss some, and then when I use the guide, there's high chances I have to backtrack just to see if I've missed a korok somewhere. And I gotta tell you, that's not my idea of a good time. Let me see if I can show off this stupidity. Although, watch him actually drop his tail for me. Not the key, Sai. Now, there's a working theory that when you shoot them, they... Wow, F you too, buddy. That when you shoot them with an elemental arrow, that's what F's up the probability of whether or not you get their tail. So if you ask me, hitting something to death with a sword is more likely to ruin said tail. But whatever, what do I know? You know, some people would probably wonder why I bother spending my money the way I do for streaming purposes when I have a tiny following. I'll admit I've asked myself why I do it. But at the end of the day... Oh. At the end of the day... See, no tail. Okay, anyway, at the end of the day... When I'm spending money on games, it's not just for the sake of streaming. That's definitely a primary reason. But it's because I like the game and I want to play it. When it comes to buying Breath of the Wild again, it's honestly more for me that I'm getting it so I can hear the Japanese voices. I mean, I especially love Zelda's Japanese VA. Her voice just sounds so dang pretty. What the heck? What is this? There's nothing here. What was this originally? I wish you could dive underwater. Ugh. This random effing pillar in the middle of effing nowhere. Weird. Okay, now which one is next? Right there? Is that a rock circle? Okay, watch me fall in the water and freeze to death. Actually, is there a shrine nearby? Not really. I'll just go from here. That's usually how I get to the Lionel anyway. I got to blow my nose here soon. I'll also say this much. After we've done a proper full playthrough of Breath of the Wild, don't immediately expect me to do a proper full playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom immediately afterward. And the reason for that being is that I'm still getting used to this game. In some ways, it's going to be a relief to play Breath of the Wild again, because I'm so much more familiar with it. And I already know I'm basically going to feel like, oh my gosh, I recognize this Hyrule. Because this crap is weird. I mean, Majora's Mask is basically a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. But you're in an entirely different place. And we've got Phantom Hourglass, direct sequel to Wind Waker. And these are just the sequels off top of my head. There could be more, and I just don't know about them. In fact, that's highly likely. But this sequel, you're still in the same world and everything. There's just differences. Add-ons. It's strange. It's the best way I can describe it. Still not sure how I get in that thing. Maybe there's somewhere from the water? I don't know. I don't care enough. Wait a minute. I need a rock. Although, where am I getting said rock from? There's one right there, but how am I gonna get it over here? Gotta tell you, I don't think Link can throw that far. What, are there rocks down there? Sure looks that way. I am not throwing that while there's a bunch of water all around me. No, it'll fall. Ta-da. So far, these haven't been tricky. Well, there was that one that was Ascend, but that was just me not seeing it immediately. Okay. What are you doing? Why are you climbing the tree? Whatever. Man, you're just ignoring that seed right there. You don't care. Over here? Looks like it. Is there a dock right there? Sure looks that way. I am not going to try to jump that. Where is this? Is this in a cave or is it above ground? Well, I think I made it clear enough why I'm going to get Breath of the Wild again, even if it is going to clean out my checking account when I buy it. I'll have to do some chores for Papa to make a little extra money. Not because I want the DLC right away, but there's a book I want. I know, you already bought 8 books, Midna. How many more do you need? Okay, arguably Mama bought some of those to help me out, which was very nice of her, by the way. It would have taken me significantly longer to get them all otherwise. And these other book series, there appears to only be 4 of them, and the 4th one's kind of just some extra stories, which I might ignore. Depending on how book 3 ends, at least. Actually, I'm very curious on what's even gonna happen in book 3. Some ice blocks right there. Anything interesting? Don't think so. Birdie! Hello. There's a dock right here. Oh, hello. It's one of these. Oh, it's one of these. I am actually kind of crummy at figuring these out sometimes. Again, I'm not 100% better. I just feel slightly well enough to stream again. Wait. Oh, okay, that was easy. Never mind. Some of those have been weird. I actually think that's enough to get another bow. I don't feel a desperate need to do so, however. That's actually a lot of bows. And I will say this much, despite how much I hate collecting korok seeds, it's definitely a good idea for me to get them, because the more weapons I can hold at one time, the better. That means less occasion where I have to go after Hinoxes to get more weapons. Hi, Ad. Okay, where you going? He's totally ignoring the one right next to the stinking tower. I think it's funny. Okay, so there appears to be one right here. And there's one over here. I can see the rock circle already. Whether or not he goes there right afterwards is debatable, however. Or he, she, they. I don't know. This person and I aren't friends. I don't know these things. I just use them for Korok Seed Guide, and occasionally some other guides. Speaking of guides, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have to be some of the few Zelda games I have never looked into because they're just too long. And I can't find a person I like enough to watch a walkthrough for. Now, if Chigakabra were to do it, I know I wouldn't have an issue with him. However, I would call him quite insane if he were to do a full Let's Play of Breath of the Wild. Heck, I thought he was insane enough for what he did with Xenoblade Chronicles. You kidding me? I don't immediately see anything. Potentially I'm just effing blind. Do I gotta climb something? Whoa. Ah, cool. Anyone who gets to see that stuff in real life, you are so fortunate. Looks amazing. I'm still ignoring you guys. I don't care about you to kill you. This is a rather crappily made little flagpole, I gotta say. This isn't even the spot that was marked. Why am I checking this? Well, nothing there. So where is it? Where art thou, little korok? I don't want to look at the guide immediately. I want to try to find it. There's gotta be something obvious that I'm missing. Because that's the funny thing about me. Sometimes I can find a hidden crap real easy, but if it's blatantly obvious and right in front of my face, sometimes I just miss it. Hello? Yee. Well, there's some building materials over there. It's like, he marked a spot that was right there, but I didn't see anything. I'm not climbing all the way back up. Hang on now. Am I blind or stupid? Potentially both. Huh? F you. I mentioned it earlier how he shows locations incorrectly. I wasn't BSing you. Need to start from here. No wonder I couldn't find it. I wish they wouldn't do that. There it is. I can see it now. Well, now you know why I couldn't tell where it was. Got a need for speed here, Tulin. I gotta say, I kinda like Rivali's Gale a little bit better. Even if Rivali's an a-hole. That's being polite. Okay, there, I got it. Good word. Oh no, he failed to jump worse than I did. You going to the rock circle next? Yes, you are. It's just over here. We can glide right over. Now, I'm less concerned about my bow stash. I would definitely like to have some more weapons, though. Because I'm already trying to think of ahead for future playthroughs I can stream of this. And that means I can't get the Master Sword as soon as possible. Because there's actually story spoilers if I do that. Whereas Breath of the Wild, it wouldn't matter. In this, it sort of does. Which is the problem. Aha, I knew I saw that, but I wasn't sure. Kind of blended in. Whoa! So, if I can't use the Master Sword, I have to figure out a way to keep weapons I need as well as horns, but ensure that I still have stuff to fight with. And that's going to be interesting. Which is another reason it's going to be a while, even after I finish Breath of the Wild again, before I do a playthrough of this. Oh, you cheater, you had to use the stupid hand move to do it? Why couldn't you carry it yourself? Now he's going to the one right behind the tower. Okay, it's not directly behind it, but it's close. I might have to climb a little bit for that, but it's okay. I could hop from the tower, but I don't see a need to do that. You know, I'd still love to know how they brought down the old Sheikah towers and shrines. And what they did with the divine beasts, the like guardians. Mind you, if they destroyed it all somehow, I can't necessarily say I blame them, especially the guardians and divine beasts. Because Demise made it pretty clear that he could make them work for him. I still say, strategically speaking, that was a brilliant move. Say what you want about the Demon King, but he's not stupid. And to those of you who don't know why I call him Demise, I've already discussed this. How do you not know? Where are you flying over? Alright, so there's another one right there. Yeah. I threw it over. Wow. Threw it right over. I'm an idiot. Where is that? I feel like that's an important spot. But I can't remember why it might have been in Breath of the Wild. I'm pretty sure the shield surfing area was around here somewhere. But I'm not sure, and I know almost positive there was once an ice tallest down there. Oh goodness, that was so hard. I'm not gonna throw a rock at the korok, okay? I'm not a D-bag. They did the same thing I did. It's like, I may hate looking for these stupid koroks, but I'm not gonna try to torture them the way I've seen in some videos. Jeez. Those are some impressive builds, though. I bet they're good at Minecraft. Now, interesting enough, I had a dream about Minecraft a good while ago. I blamed the trailers I've seen for that Minecraft movie. I haven't really thought about Minecraft much in years. I used to play. But it's been a long time. I would need a really good incentive to play Minecraft again. And it's like, I enjoy a storyline for a game. You can't just drop me in a game world and then say, okay, go have fun now. You can call me boring for that if you'd like, but I kind of need a directive. Not to mention, my terrible sense of direction made it so I didn't leave my home much when I played in survival mode, because I'd get lost, have to start all over again, because I couldn't figure out how to get back home. Ah, you guys. Oh, I think I know what I do here. I need to build a roof. It needs a roof. Hello there. Wow, FU2. I knew I heard something behind me. I was turning to look, then I was like, oh, it's an ice chew. And then, of course, it smacks me. Like, well, that was rude. Just minding my own business here. Okay. I've dealt with one of those before, and I was just doing it constantly wrong somehow. But then again, it was a partially broken roof, so that might explain why I was struggling. And before anyone gets into their heads, I don't like Minecraft. I do like it, I can't play it without an objective. And making my own objective doesn't really seem to work. I usually just played it on creative mode, and I would build things. Okay, he made a roof much differently than I did, but it still works, so who cares? Am I going over here or not? Take that as a yes. Didn't really need to do that, but did it anyway. Ah. Nope. Heck no. No, I refuse. I'm not doing these ones. They're infuriating. I'm bad at building things. I'm not doing it. Beard Bear, you can if you want. I'm not doing it. Looks like he used a raft that was already right there. Well, good for you, pal, but I'm not going to do it. Hi, Ad. Well, okay then. I know I get 2 korok seeds from these ones, but guys, I cannot, okay? Wasn't there a shrine here in Breath of the Wild? Okay, now that one I'm gonna go from the tower. Ugh. I might call this soon. I didn't intend to stream for very long anyway. And I can't guarantee I'll stream again immediately, because I am still sick. I'm getting better, but it's kind of slow going. Not to mention, lately, just when I think about streaming, I immediately get put off. I didn't understand why at first, but then it really came to me as just like, I felt it before, and I'm feeling it again, where it's like, I feel like I have to stream. And that's putting me off, because that's taking the fun out of it. And this has always been about having fun and sharing that fun with others. Okay, I need 2 rocks, and I think I see both of them. It's like, it's been such a long time since I streamed. It originally started because there was that book series. I was trying to get all 8 books. With Mama's help, I did. And then I just wasn't feeling like streaming. There was nothing I could do about that. If I tried to force it, I already know that the stream would be really crappy. And of course I got sick. And I am thinking when we catch up with Reika, even if they do a story update for that, I might hold off on streaming it again. Because my PC of a potato has a very hard time running that thing. I mean, it manages, but it isn't easy. The massive lag problems I have after I close the game as well is ridiculous. Frankly, I'm even contemplating just dropping the playthrough because of that problem. And that happens when I'm not streaming, guys. Which is kind of why I'm leaning toward doing a lot of console type games and ouch instead of... Well, I forgot these were here. I'm dumb. And I'm stuck. Good job, me. Anyway, as I was saying before I stupidly hopped into the thorns. Good job, brain. But yeah, I lean more toward console games because the PC is a potato. And any really immense PC game is going to cause extra problems. Now, Reika, you would think it's not that bad. But even after lowering all the settings as much as I possibly could, without making it look bad, there's still problems, and that's when I'm not streaming. I mean, for goodness sake, I gave up on trying to play Infinity Nikki because of my stinking computer. The lag is disgusting. And rather worryingly, lately when I open Genshin Impact, it lags. Not a good sign. Star Rail's still okay, which is a relief, but I'm worried about Genshin. Regardless, I focus more on the PC games because I can use the model, and it doesn't tax the PC as much. Okay, where exactly am I landing? This way? Right there? Too close. Well, I think it connected regardless. Am I just melting this? I guess so. Yeah. Okay, I'll mark the next one that I'm gonna call it. I haven't nearly the patience to keep this up much longer. Where is that? Like here? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call that. Close that. Okay, now I can turn that audio back on. Ew. Jeez, I have 600 arrows. That's gonna bug me. Great. Well, I guess I'm selling 4 of those. You all know how my OCD is at this point. I shouldn't have to explain it. Okay. Well, hour 37 minutes, that's not bad. Especially since I'm still sick. Could use more bombs. I went through a lot of those when I was first starting to learn how to fight frogs. It was bad. That'll bug me a little. So will that. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Well, it sucks to sell a couple of these since I need them. Okay. It's like 1 heart, but whatever. Okay. I'ma call it. Again, I don't know when I'll stream again. I might wait till I'm 100%. I think I'm just going to drop Reika. I'm glad it didn't even go on YouTube yet. But it's just not running good on my computer, even when I don't stream, so I just think that's not gonna happen. In other news, you guys get to look forward to a proper playthrough of Breath of the Wild when I buy it again. Japanese voices. I'll get the DLCs again, of course. I'll max out my weapon and bow inventory, no matter how much I'm going to hate getting those korok seeds. And you can't convince me to do the shield, okay? I only use the stinking Hylian shield, and I don't collect shields. The only ones you'll really see me hold on to is, I think, the Royal Shield and a Guardian Shield, because I think they're cool looking. And of course Urbosa's, but that's a given. But that's like 3, and I can store those in the house and hate now. I don't need to keep them on me. So anyway, that is a promise. I'll do a proper full playthrough of Breath of the Wild once I bought it again. which will be maybe 3, 4, 5 days from now when I get my allowance. And then I'll be out of money. And hopefully I'm well enough to do some chores for Papa. And I do it long enough that I get like $17 or so I can buy that book I want. Still debating whether or not to get the 4th one. Probably won't unless... Well, from the basic description, I don't think I'll bother with it unless I'm really curious. And at this point in time, I'm not. I might just get book 3 and say F it to the 4th one. And who knows, maybe I'll do some extra other chores for Papa to manage to get up $20 and buy the DLCs. But we'll see. And I will say this. To those of you on YouTube, if you do not watch these as a VOD on Twitch, or if you don't watch it live, which understandable considering my effed up sleep schedule, I do apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it. It just happens. But if you go to my Twitch channel, and it is linked here on YouTube, for when this obviously goes on YouTube, under the About section, you can see my panels, and I did leave a link to who made the panels for me. Seriously, go give that person business. They're really good. But if you go to the last one, the donation, look under that, and you can see that there are specific playthroughs you can donate toward to make me play. Now, I'm gonna make this real effing clear. If anyone does the no fast travel run for Breath of the Wild, you will have to wait till after the proper playthrough that I'm going to be doing. Because I'm not going to torture myself with a no fast travel run of that, okay? Not for the proper playthrough. That's just not going to happen, okay? So if anyone does that, you'll have to wait till later. Okay? Okay. Just figured I'd put that out there. But other than that, and that is the first one on the list, you can see all of them that are available. And the more expensive it is, the more you can tell I don't want to do it. Like, the most expensive one is the last one. And I severely hope no one does that, which is why I made it so expensive, because I don't want people to make me do it. The second most expensive, I don't really want to do that either. But if you're curious as to what playthroughs you can do very specific donations for me to do, and please, when you donate, let me know that you want me to do the playthrough. I'm not just going to guess. But yeah, to those of you on YouTube, my Twitch channel is linked. Go under the About section, scroll down to see the About Me, the rules, and the donation. And you can see all the little playthroughs you can force me to do if you donate a specific type of money. Amount of money. Type of money. Amount. I've been up all night. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Anyway, that said, I'll do my usual ending spiel now. Or not. My throat kind of hurts. For those of you who watch this on Twitch, for the VOD later, go under my About section and you can see all the links to stuff to follow, support me on, and all that jazz. And if you're on YouTube, same thing applies. There are links you can click on to follow on and support me. Ugh. I'm just gonna have to call it. I'm sorry. Ugh. I'll see you Twilights whenever I'm feeling more better, okay? Okay. I swear I'm getting better though. I just need a few more days. I'll see you all when I stream again. Bye bye Twilights, wishing you well and healthy.